Do you want to know why Norway is called as land of midnight sun? Do you want to know what marks the distinct seasons here, as you can see in the vegetation? So this is the topic for you to understand these things. Hello and welcome to Super Coaching by Testbook IAS. This is Venkatesh, your faculty for geography, and in this session today, we will be discussing about the concepts of equinoxes and solstices, where you will understand about why Norway is called as land of midnight sun, and as well as the distinct vegetation which you see in this picture. So it marks the starting of spring, summer, winter, autumn, all the things we will try to understand. So very good morning to all of you. Hope you are all having a good time. You are trying to understand the new topics, right? So this is a topic today where we will be discussing about equinoxes and solstices. So why do you think that these equinoxes and solstices are formed? What is the reason for such kind of things? Can you anyone try to help me to understand this? Anyone? Yes. So if you see it, we will be discussing about this concept of equinoxes and solstices, where they are a product of the rotation of the revolution of the earth around the sun. That is what revolution, isn't it? What is revolution? The movement of the earth around the sun. So if you see the revolution of the earth around the sun, or you need not specifically mention that the word around the sun, because revolution itself by inherently tells about that. So if you see the revolution of the earth, as the earth revolves, what happens is you will find that it is sometimes nearer to the sun, sometimes far away the sun, because of the elliptical nature of the orbit, Not just that, also you will find that the earth's axis is very much tilted. If you see the tilt, you can see it is not a line of straight line, it is not a circular thing. The sun is not at the center while the earth orbits. If you see the earth's orbit, it will find that it is an elliptical orbit. Because of the elliptical orbit, sometimes it is nearer, sometimes it is far away. By the way, when it is nearer, on January 3rd, perihelion, the distance between sun and the earth is very, very less. Whereas on July 4th, okay, you can say July 4th or 3rd, somewhere here and there, aphelion, July 4th and January 3rd is the usual norm. One day here and there it is quite acceptable because of the variations. So July 4th, it is the farthest aphelion. For example, the average distance between the sun and the earth, you can say it is around 149 million kilometers. 149 million kilometers. And on the farthest day, it will become say 151, and on the shortest day, it will become say 147. Right? That is the distance variation you can find. Because of this elliptical nature of the orbit of the revolution of the earth, you will find that sometimes the sun is nearer, sometimes the sun is far away, because of which you will find that variations of climate on the earth. That is why you will find the vegetation having different kinds of things. The seasons are formed out of it. One of the unique thing you also need to understand is the tilt of the earth's orbit. If you see the tilt of the earth's orbit, you can see it clearly. The earth's orbit is very, very tilted. Have you ever seen a globe? If you seen a globe, the globe doesn't look like a straight, if you see a globe, it is not like a say something like a straight one, isn't it? So a globe is always a tilted one, it is always looks like the tilt. Remember the Pushpa tilt, right? That is a tilt. So okay, so for example, so if you see the globe, let me show you the globe. you see the globe, there is a tilt. It is not like this, no, it is tilted. You can see the tilt, all of you, right? You can see this is the tilt. Because of the globe tilt, as you can see here, the tilt is because of the rotation of the, it is because of the tilt of the Earth's axis. Why do you think that certain things are important here? For example, if you see here, this is the North Pole. Okay, let me show you in the different color. Yeah, this is the North Pole. This is the line joining North and the South Pole. This is the North Pole and South Pole. You can see here. Whereas in the picture, the perpendicular line is here. This is nothing but a perpendicular to the orbit. When the Earth rotates around like this, this is the orbital line, and the perpendicular line to the orbit. You see, this is the orbit, and this is the perpendicular to the orbit, and this is the North Pole and the South Pole. This angle is 23.5. Because of this angle, the Earth tilts by 23.5, and this 23.5 is having an important impact. For example, why 23.5 degrees Tropic of Cancer is an important latitude? Why 66.5 degrees north or 66.5 degrees south, the Arctic Circle and the Antarctic Circle respectively, are important latitudes? It is a product of this tilt of the axis. So, the Earth is tilted. If you see, remember this is the axial tilt. What is the angle? The axial tilt is between the line joining the North Pole and the South Pole, which is called as a rotational axis, with respect to the perpendicular line to the orbit. Do not say it is an angle between axial rotation, the rotational axis and the orbital axis. Orbital axis is different. Orbital axis is this. This is the orbital axis. This is the line joining the rotational axis, the North Pole and the South Pole. This is the perpendicular. Between the perpendicular line and the rotational axis, the angle is 23.5 degrees. Because of this tilt, you find so many variations. Those variations, as the Earth moves around the Sun, is what are the equinoxes and solstices. For example, it has a wide ranging phenomena. If you see this thing, you see, as you see in this diagram or in this GIF, the Norway is called as land of midnight sun. You can see here, as the Earth rotates, you can see this dark color thing which separates the light from the darkness. This is called as illumination circle. What is that? It is the illumination circle. So, please understand that is the illumination circle. As you see here, this is Norway. The land is almost around, as it moves, see, as it moves, you can clearly see that this is the Norway part where it is completely having darkness, it is not having darkness at all, it is having completely light at around 24 hours during a certain time of the year, which is June 21st. This is why Norway is called as land of midnight sun. So, there are certain variations. If you see what is an equinox, okay. So, let me tell you what is an equinox. Equinox, it is called land of, if you see equinox, it is nothing but equal night. That is what the word has decided. So, it means equal length of day and night. Actually, the word meaning is equal night. What does it equal? It is equal to the day. So, on this day of equinox, the length of the day will be equal to the night. So, in other words, you will have equal length of day and night. Where? Everywhere across the globe. So, whether you talk about the different parts of the year, you will find that wherever you will find this variation. For example, you all might have seen it. during the month of, if you are from Delhi, if you are from North India, Delhi, right, whatever you call, if you are from this part of the world of North India, you can clearly see the difference of the daylight and the sunlight timings in the summer and the winter. Say sun sets around, the sun rises at around somewhere around 5:30 in the morning in the summer, and it sets by 7 o'clock. Whereas in the night, evening, the summer, in the winter season, the sun rises at around 6:37 and sets by around 5:30 itself. So there is a stark contrast. There is almost a difference of around 2 hours from the mean of 12 hours, right. Sometimes you have more sunlight in summer, 14 hours, sometimes you have less sunlight in winter, that is around 10 hours. So from the base of 12 hours, you have increase of 2 hours and decrease of 2 hours, this variation. That variation you will not find on this day. Whether you are from Delhi, whether you are from say a country on the equator, say somebody very near to it, something very near to it, Singapore, or you are from say Delhi, or you are say from Paris, where you are from Norway's capital. What is the capital, by the way? Norway's capital, anyone? Oslo. Or you can talk about the southern hemisphere, one of my favorite city, Cape Town, South Africa. You will find that the length of the day and night are quite similar throughout the all these cities on the day of equinox. That is the speciality of equinox. Then what do you mean by solstice? What do you mean by solstice? What do you mean? Anyone? Hello? Have you heard about this word solstice? Solstice it is nothing but on this day the poles of the earth are tilted maximum or minimum towards the sun or away from the sun, towards or away from sun. Say June 21st happens to be a solstice day, June 21st. On June 21st, the northern pole is always facing the sun and the southern pole is always away from the sun. That is why it is saying maximum or minimum tilt of the pole towards sun or away from the sun. As you can see in this picture, let me show you a picture. Okay. You can see here June 21st, you can see what is happening. It is facing, you can see this line this is the illumination circle. Illumination circle. So, it is a line of the illumination circle. What do you mean by illumination circle, my dear friends? The one which separates from the day and the night, which separates from the day and the night is called as the illumination circle. If you see this illumination circle, you can see that on June 21st, because this is tilted more towards the sun, the northern hemisphere, you can see here, this part you will be having a concept of day or night. It is complete day, 24 hours of daylight, whereas here you see 66.5 degrees. On this day, on June 21st, you will find complete darkness, 24 hours of daylight here, 24 hours of darkness here. By the way, here you have the concept of day or night, not day and night. Here you will find everything day and night. You have day and night. There no day. Day, do you have only day throughout that day 24 hours, and after some months on December 23rd, once again December 22nd or 21st, whatever the variation, you will find that on that day once again it will be the opposite. You will have, you can see this picture now. You can see on December 21st. Look at this, what is happening. On this day, the northern pole is away from the sun, southern pole is towards the sun. All these things are happening because of the revolution. It is because of the revolution. If you see the revolution, you can see here clearly, on this day, the angle of the earth's, the sun, the angle of the rays of the sun towards the earth will be in such that every part of the globe is receiving 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night on 21st March, on 21st March and 23rd September. Whereas, if you talk about say on 21st June and 21st December, 21st June and 21st December, you will see that the angle of the sun will be either towards and or away. This is because of these variations only you will find. Why it is happening? Now imagine this rotational thing of the earth. Okay. You see this picture. You see how it is rotating. You can see here. Where is North Pole? It is towards the sun. Where is North Pole? Towards the sun. Where is South Pole? Away from the sun. Similarly, here in December, you can see here. Where is North Pole? Away from the sun. Where is South Pole? Towards the sun. Because of which you will find these phenomena. That is why Norway is called a land of midnight sun. On this day, Norway portion, it is towards the sun. It is towards the sun. So, that is the base. I hope what is you have understood the base of equinox and solstice. What are equinox and solstice? Equinoxes and solstices are nothing but, where equinox is nothing but where length of the day and night are equal. Solstice is where the maximum daylight or minimum daylight is observed, because the earth is either towards the sun or they are away from the sun, right. So, if you see it, now so March 21st and September 23rd or 22nd, so equinoxes are March 21st. In some of the books it can be having 20th as well, because of the variations, and the another one will be around September 23rd or 22nd, because of the leap year and all those variations. Usually 21st and September 23rd are acceptable ones. Now, when you see September 23rd and March 21st, on this day what will happen? The first question I will ask you, where is latitude of vertical rays of the sun? Latitude of vertical rays of the sun, where are they? Can you identify them? The latitude of vertical rays of the sun are at equator, isn't it? Are at equator? Yes. So, latitude, vertical rays of the sun will fall exactly on the latitude of equator. So, that is 0 degrees. When? On these days. You will also find that the latitude of the vertical rays will be there. Then the next question I will ask you, what is the length of the day at equator? What is the length of the day at the equator? If you see the length of the day at equator, it is around 12 hours. That is exactly, that is why it is called equinox, no? That at the base. Okay. See the picture. March 21st, where are vertical rays of the sun? At around the equator. Vertical rays of the sun, they are at the equator. That is what the picture says. Where what is the length of the day on this day? 12 hours of daylight, 12 hours of night. That is the thing. What happens on June 21st? Where are the vertical rays of the sun? The vertical rays of the sun are now in the Tropic of Cancer. Tropic of Cancer. So, that is the vertical rays of the sun at Tropic of Cancer. So, vertical rays of the tropic. What is the length of the day at the equator? The length of the day at the equator will be 12 hours. Length of the day in other parts of the globe, will they be the same? No, no, that is where the variation. So, the length of the day in the say the middle latitudes of the northern hemisphere, say 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, you will find that length of the day would be the maximum. For example, the length of the day in Delhi will not be the same of the length of the day in Norway. Similarly, the length of the day in Delhi will not be the same from say Paris. I would give you an estimate. Roughly, for every 10-degree increase in latitude, there is a difference of 45 minutes, roughly. So, if you go to Moscow, the sun rises at around, you will have almost around 18 hours of day, 18 hours of day. Come down a bit southern latitude, say Paris. If you come to Paris, the length of the day would be around 16 hours to 15 hours. Come to Delhi, it will be around 14 hours. Then come to equator, it will be around 12 hours. And go to the southern hemisphere, it will be the opposite. The length of the day, say in South Africa, Cape Town, will be around at least around 9 hours. It will be decreasing. So, it will be 24 hours comma 0 here, 24 hours of daylight, 0 hours of night. Slowly as you move, here it will be 12 comma 12, and then here it comes 0 comma 24. The length of the day would be 0. So, slowly it will keep on increasing. This is the phenomena you will find. Because the northern hemisphere is tilted more towards the sun, this is what we are calling it as, what do you call this as? Summer solstice. In fact, my first learning of geography is this topic. My first thing, I have seen, for me cricket is quite a popular thing. I have observed cricket in say in England. The first query I had was why cricket is played in the month of June, July, August, September in England. Why not in other months? Why cricket is played in Australia, that is around December. For example, there is a popular T20 league, Big Bash League. It starts now around December now itself. You will see historically a important test match happens to be on the Boxing Day, the day after the what do you say, Boxing Day, the day after the Christmas to December 26, it happens to be a test match. So, it always starts on 26 December in Australia. There is a tradition to it. Why? Because that is the summer months. They will have day, they will enjoy the day, they will have the travel and all. If you wanted to go to travel to Europe, you can travel only in these months will have one uniqueness. When you go to, if you wanted to go to travel to Europe, these are the months where you will not find the extreme climate. The peak season will be around June, July. If your off season would be starting from around now, this is the off season usually. So, majority of the travel also happens to be at that point of time. That is the uniqueness. I hope you are able to understand. So, they will ask you question, excuse me, on June 21st, what will happen to the horizon of the sun? It does not set below the Arctic, from the Arctic circle to the northern pole. The sun does not set at all, does not set below the horizon. That is why Norway is called as land of midnight sun. This is the variation you will find. I hope you are able to get it, these variations. So, the same thing, what happens in the month of say December 21st? December 21st. Where is the latitude of the vertical rays of the sun? Where is the latitude of the vertical rays of the sun? The latitude of the vertical rays of the sun happens to be on the Tropic of Capricorn. Tropic of Capricorn. So, in the southern hemisphere, that is why it is called as summer solstice in southern hemisphere, whereas in the northern hemisphere it is called as what? Winter solstice. Winter solstice, not it is not winter solstice throughout the globe, it is only for the northern part of the globe. Majority of the land happens to be in the north, that is why most of the people associate that with the winter solstice. It is only in the few parts of the land in the southern hemisphere, because land is very less there, that is where it is called as summer solstice. That is the impact. Even in South Africa, you will see that cricket is played now, even see that travel will happen. Most of the people travel at this time of the year. This is the importance you need to understand. So, the travel itinerary of these countries is having a base on these kind of things. That is the usual season. So, who it is determining? Climate. How this climate is being determined? The amount of energy received from the sun, which is varied because of the tilt of the axis and the the revolution, which is the climate. That is the thing. So, what is determining here? Energy from the sun. Who is determining the energy? The variations of vertical rays and the slant rays and how much you are receiving. That is the thing. Now, why Tropic of Cancer and Capricorn are important latitudes? Because only here you will find vertical rays of the sun. That is 90 degrees, exactly the 90 degrees line is above us. If you are only from this part of the globe, you will find, say Delhi will never receive will be the vertical rays of the sun, because its latitude is around 28 degrees. If that is the case, Delhi will not see a vertical rays, it will always a slightly slanted one. So, that is the reason why if you go to higher latitude countries, the length of the day, though it is higher, say 24 hours, you will not find more heat, because there is more slant rays, right. So, that is the impact. Because of these things only, you will have an impact. For example, this topic is very important. For example, it is having a huge impact on the seasons. Say, for example, this is March, this is June, this is September, this is December. What is the season of monsoons in India? Southwest monsoons, June to September. June, July, August, September happens to be the 4 months of monsoonal rainfall. You can see here, this is the time. Usually, when do you find more heat in India? March, April, May. You see here, the vertical rays of the sun are at the equator, they are coming towards Tropic of Cancer. So, on this, during this time, the vertical rays, if this is the equator and this is at 23.5 degrees. So, from March 21st to June 21st, slowly vertical rays are coming towards north, and this is the maximum point. That is why Tropic of Cancer happens to be an important latitude. From there, this is the vertical ray, this is the summer. Because of these variations only, there are winds which enter into India, which are called as southwest monsoons. Because of the southwest monsoons only, you will find so much kind of impact which is there in terms of climate in India. June to September, the season. Then you can see winter, that is where December, January, this is the months where you will find less temperatures in India, because we are away from the sun. That is why the seasons are formed out of, because of equinoxes and solstices. You can say because of the tilt of the axis. So, seasons, tilt of the axis, because of the revolution has an impact in terms of what? The seasons. That is why you will find these kind of things of the different things. Now, this is the picture I have taken from Britain, where Britain is known for the 4 distinct seasons very clearly visible, very clearly visible. You can see the summer, you can see the spring, you can see the autumn, you can see the winter, all are different things. You can see the winter, you can see the summer, you can see the spring and the autumn here, all the different things very clearly visible. This is about the concepts of equinoxes and solstices. Hope you all have understood this. Hope you have learnt about multiple things in this thing. Okay. Hope you have understood now why Norway is called as land of midnight sun. You can see the things. This is Norway. This is the Arctic Circle. You can see this. The illumination circle, the land where the sun doesn't set, 10 p.m., 11 p.m., 12 p.m., 1 p.m., 2 p.m. It will be, the land will be having decent amount of sunlight. Right. Hope you all have understood this. So, if you have liked it, do like this video, subscribe to the channel for further information, and don't hesitate to tell to your friends to understand these topics very well. Thank you for watching. This is Venkatesh signing off. We will see you again tomorrow at the same time with a new topic. Thank you.